it was, you took it for an oil change.
Yeah. And at that point, in 11 months, I'd driven it 2,200 miles. And they said, due to the age of the car and the low use, they recommended draining and flushing the transmission fluid and draining and flushing the brake fluid, which I said, okay, go ahead and do. So that was on Thursday. And Brother Tim, when I told him I'd had an oil change, he was joking. He says, well, you better make sure it's not leaking now. And they did put fluid back in. Yes, Well, Tuesday I went to drive it, and I backed it out of the garage, and I said, well, let me see if there's any oil. And it wasn't oil, but I think it was the air conditioner. But Chris, I'm bad. I mean, Doug took care of it. I just got in it, turned the key,
Sure, yeah.
drove it.
How many miles is on it today?
137.
137.
So, this little display here, when I turn the key on, I always look at it because it tells me how many miles till empty. So, okay, do you need to go get gas or not? Well, it didn't say that. So I pulled out the manual. What does these arrows mean? Couldn't find it. I called Ford. I said, this is what I'm looking at. What does it mean? Well, I don't know. You better bring it in. I took it in. And they said that when they did the oil change, they used this setting to reset the computer somehow. But we saw an oil leak on your engine. I said, what? Yeah, there's oil. You have a leak on the engine. He said, let me walk you over here to the service department. We'll set up an appointment. So I took it back Friday. This is what they came up with.
$8,900.
To replace the valve covers, or $13,000 to get a new engine.
$8,900 for valve covers
Yeah.
plus tax, or $13,000 to get a new motor, a long block.
And the car's only worth $2,500.
They wanted 35 hours. Wow.
And so, of course, I called Brother John because it upset me. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, that's a big number.
And so John called John.
Yeah. So we checked it out today, and the
Nothing. There is no leak. Said was a little seepage, because he said we crawled under it, looked at it. You don't have a valve.
yeah, every 100,000 mile motor is going to have some seepage, because that's
That's
every 100,000 mile motor underneath it's got some. Those gaskets wear, they get wet.
Yeah. So he told me if I had any issue, have John call him or I call him or whatever. So I appreciate it.
Oh, well,
But
sorry,
I need
sorry
to-
for the scare, but I'm glad that you.
But I guess I need to swing back around over there because he didn't give me a bill.
I don't think there is one today. Just it was just a little safety inspection. There's no charge for that. I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no.
Well, I appreciate
well, I'm just glad you didn't write a $9,000 check by not asking for a second opinion.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
That's crazy. But you, God is good, and I'm glad that you
Yeah.
you have some family, the brother that would come out here with you this morning, and I'm sure there's going to be a need for that money in the days ahead. It's just not on your car.
right. Oh, speaking of that,